Netcliff here for Tack Shack Tactical TV and GOSA Girls on Fire. I'm here with Montenique Booley. She's one of the GOSA directors. Welcome, Montenique.
Thank you, Lynette. I'm so happy to be here and sitting in the seat.
Yes.
Also on YouTube, in full seat.
And with Uji, which has been quite a handful today.
Sweet.
And Hannes has not been doing a good job with the wrangling of the Uji today. Any case. What's happening in the news? You've been dealing with our hijab case with the CFR, but now there's more things happening out there. What is going on? There was something happened at the airport, and that's why it's breaking news. Tell us about that.
Okay, so a couple of days ago, it broke that there was a trend going on where ladies were being searched wearing their hijabs at the airport. It was originally OR Tambo, and They picked up, they were not triggering any sort of alarms, their luggage was not in question, and they now were getting pulled out of the lines to do a full body search.
A full body search.
Full body search. And they would be tapping down on their hijabs, and more ladies found this was happening, and obviously women started talking, and it became known that it's happening at all our airports in South Africa. Whereas it's not happening that much overseas.
So do you think there was a directive that went out?
Most definitely. So one of the influencers who brought it to light on social media, she went through to management, she was asking questions, why previously it wasn't being done, and it came down that the directive was that they need to search people wearing a head covering.
That is just...
So what actually, my question is, what do they constitute as a head covering? Is it the fact that women are is it the hijab that they've got a problem with? Or does it mean that they searching anybody that's got a wig on, because that's covering your head? Is it anybody that's wearing a beanie? Is it anybody that's got a hoodie on? Maybe.
But it's not.
But it's not. It seems to be a trend with the women that are wearing the hijab.
Is anything being done by...
So they have asked for answers from I think it's AASA,
the airport company,
the airport management company, and that was where the directive said. They said that they need to search people with headscarves. Where it came from and when it got implemented, we don't know yet. Was it because maybe a couple of weeks ago there was that terrorist warning and
with the US embassy?
With the US embassy? Is it because the US has portrayed that when it's terrorists they target the Islamic religion? We don't know. But it's definitely getting attention, and it ties into the trend that we've been seeing with the firearms being declined when women are wearing the hijab. It hasn't been an issue for IDs, it hasn't been an issue for passports,
it hasn't been an issue for CFR.
Why is there an issue now with CFR? So it comes in and it's tying into the things that we noticing on the firearm side, now also airports doing these doing the tap downs.
So I'm sorry guys, Uji has to be part of this. You've just mentioned to me that a lady that had a firearm license, and she's gone through the whole process with the hijab on, now on her third renewal.
It's her third renewal.
Now
all of a sudden the DFO has told her, we cannot submit your photograph with you wearing the hijab. But her competency has been approved with it. Her first renewal was approved with it. Her second renewal was approved with it. So there's clearly a directive coming from somewhere within government, and they seem to be discriminating against women wearing the hijab.
What is happening from the GOSA Girls on Fire side at this stage with the story?
So just a basic outline, we're calling on women who have experienced this discrimination where their DFOs have maybe told them that
designated firearms officers
who have told them we're not going to process your application because your photo you've got the hijab on, or it's gone through the process, it's gone to provincial and it's come down from there, the photo is not, they're not accepting the photo, or it's actually gone through the process and it's now been declined. So we're asking women to come forward, chat to us, tell us your experience, send us the refusal letters, and then what we're hoping to do is exhaust the internal processes in terms of appealing those applications that have been declined. And if we successfully exhaust the internal processes, then we can maybe look at going to the equality court with a type of class suit.
Okay, great.
All right.
That's
It's
a bit of a slow process.
It's a slow process. It's going to be a long process. We're going to need, obviously, funding. Anybody who's willing to come forward to try and help us with this from the Islamic community, lawyers that are willing to help, maybe pro bono, to do appeals working with GOSA. To try and get this matter sorted and to get answers. Why?
This absolutely nonsense. There's obviously some directive and some political play behind this. There's no way, because this has now happened from the CFR side and it's now happening at the airport.
Yes, definitely.
Thank you very much, and we'll speak later as this process actually happens. We'll see what happens.
And thanks to GOSA for bringing this to light and for using the platform to speak on this. I think the community will appreciate it.
Thanks very much, Montenique, and have a good weekend.
Thanks, Lynette.
Cheers then.
Bye.